The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
I love how it says the recording is finished when I start recording, as if like, hey, we're done.
Yeah, no, bye-bye.
It is complete. There's no
It's
more
complete.
need to
We're
do.
done. That's it. Thanks, everyone.
We're actually just
2
releasing
seconds.
blank episodes from now on. There's just no audio. You get to make up the story on your own.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here, somebody that's supposed to go second, even though we didn't plan this as well as I thought we would.
It's me, Mohammed. Anirudh sometimes, just throws things at us and we kind of figure it out. And that's the whole premise of the show. Thank you for listening. And to my left is the world's foremost coat hanger connoisseur.
Hello, it is me, Daisy. And I will let you know that there is actually a very particular style of coat hanger that is better than the others. And the answer may surprise you.
Boo! Clickbait and no content. Boo!
For more information about this, join our Patreon, where I will maybe talk about it at some point between now and 2027.
Yeah,
It's
we don't want to
actually
hear
no
your
hanger.
take. You're a B-rate coat hanger connoisseur. We don't want to hear your take.
Join our Patreon to hear Daisy say something about this between now and 2027.
That's better.
Hello,
I don't have
everyone.
much else to say.
Super. Hello. Welcome to Arc 6. It's special because it's a new one. That's right. It's Arc 6. As you can tell, I've gotten, as the show has gotten older, as I have gotten older, I've gotten more and more into my NPR bag with a deeper and deeper voice. I was listening to like early show earlier. Boy, look at that child who doesn't know what he's doing. And now I'm a man that doesn't know what he's doing.
What, you've gotten older?
It's a shock, I know.
Time has progressed.
Time has
I don't-
progressed.
I thought time had no meaning on this feed.
That doesn't check out.
Time has meaning. It actually, time, pretty important. In fact, all of us have grown over the past few months/years, depending on if we're talking about the real version of us or fake version of us. First off, before we even begin, hello to officially introduce on the show with all of us on the cast. Daisy, welcome to the show. This is now the 4th time I think I've introduced you and welcomed you on the show, but this is the last time that I will say hello to you politely. And going forward, it will be as a GM.
Oh no. Well, I'll make you introduce me more.
Just show up
Hello.
on every show.
It's me. I'm
Shows-
new this time.
Also, there's Mohammed over there. Sup? You've been here for a while.
Yeah, I'm old.
I would like to welcome for the very first time to the show.
That is that's Daisy over there in that corner. That's Mohammed over in that corner. I am Anirudh. This is Not a Scratch, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon TTRPG. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, I haven't even said it right. This is Not a Scratch, a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon TTRPG actual play podcast where you are the Pokemon, and by you, I mean these two, because I play everybody else, which is also the Pokemons, but I also play the narrator voice in the back of everyone's head.
You play the one human.
I play the one human that doesn't actually exist in the show for now. Dun dun dun. So, what we normally do at the beginning of arcs is reintroduce our characters and major plot points. If you want to hear Daisy stuff, you can listen to the last episode where we did an episode 0 talking all about who Daisy's character is and what they're doing in life and who they are and what they are and their special abilities and the weird dreams they have and all that fun stuff. But since that's an entire episode dedicated to that, Daisy, for time purposes, I'm just going to point everyone in that direction and then shift over to Muhammad to be like, hey, what's up with Kyle? How's his life
yeah.
been? over the past 2.5-ish months.
All right, let's do this one last time.
Last time. I'm gonna do this again this time next year, give or take.
Go watch Spider-Verse. So Kyle Longgrass, you know him, you love him. Bumbling 10-year-old Trico, except not so bumbling because over the course of the past 2 months and 5 arcs, he has gone from, what is a guild to, kind of sort of half running the Recruits of the Lost now, which is the secret 8th guild here in the Outcast region that is stopping impending doom that's happening in about 10 months. But Kyle's got it under control. He has gone from a 10-year-old to like a 24-year-old in the span of 2 months. He's got this child Manaphy with him. Kind of sort of in that dad bag now. What else can we say about Kyle? He draws. That's cool. He knows Hyper Beam. That's cool. Where we last left him, I guess Kyle in Arc 5, him and Sendoran, a Wigglytuff who has just recently joined the Recruits of the Lost, have kind of crossed half of the Outcast region in the hopes of taking the child Manaphy to the sea. And they've had some mishaps and misadventures along the way, but they're there, they're in one piece, and they just found a new recruit.
They did. Very, very
I wonder
quickly.
who that is.
It could be the new voice, potentially. Very, very quickly, in case they didn't listen to the previous episode, this is, once again, I'm going to point in that direction, because once we go forward, A, spoilers, and B, I'm going to be under the assumption that you know the major plot points that occurred in the previous episode. But for those of you that haven't listened, really quickly, Daisy, who is your character? What Pokemon are they? What's their name? What's their brief 20-second backstory?
Hello, it is me. I play Rose Waters in Audino. She, they pronouns. She's a baker. Been a baker most of her life. Didn't join the guilds at a young age because had to take over a bakery. And has been doing that for a while. I think we said she's 26?
I don't know if we put a specific number, but late 20s-ish.
Late 20s, vague-ish. And just realized that there's more that needs to happen than just baking. So is a little stressed about the future.
Well said. Also, shout out, as we always do, to Mansoor right now, who is back from his travels. He is currently home. Is this a way to give him a location because I forgot where he went previously? Yes, but he's home this time.
But
His
where's
travels,
home?
That he will not say, and I respect him for that, because otherwise people will be barging at his door being like, not a scratch.
That's
You know
fair.
how the fans be. Because we're obviously one of the largest shows in the history of mankind.
If anyone wants his address, the price is $10,000 to my Venmo account. DM me.
10,000 USD.
The answer may surprise you.
The answer is just give. I hope somebody does this, because I just want to see what type of response you get. Because I don't think it'd be a real one. But I meant part of me is wondering if you actually do give the real one, and part of me is wondering if what if I just longitude, latitude, random numbers and see where that ends up? Be like, yep, bing, bing. He's in an island in the middle of the Atlantic.
If you think I'm not pointing him to Easter Island, you are sorely mistaken.
Perfect. Anyway, if you haven't already, check out the previous episode to get more on Rosa's story. Check out any/all of the arc summary episodes to get summaries of those arcs if you want to catch up quickly. What we recommend, because we're biased in that way, is to binge the entire show from start to end, making sure to download and rate us 5 stars and all that fun stuff, because apparently, according to studies, that gives you a better understanding of not only the story, but a better appreciation of the podcast, and it's very, very cool, and it'd be really awesome.
Totally well-founded studies that are not at all influenced by our opinions of the numbers related to our show.
We have a number of independent researchers, and by independent, I mean they are their own people. Independent researchers have gone into this, and studies have shown listening to our podcast has a 100% increase of listening to this podcast. So you can't go wrong with numbers like that. I'm just saying. Trying to think if there's anything else actually. We've done recap of who you guys are. Mansoor, shout out to him. Last time on Not a Scratch, we sort of touched on that, but there's also summary episodes and stuff like that. Are we good? Are we good, folks?
I think so, as long as I can remember where we are.
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we dive in.
Sounds like a plan. Without further ado, everyone, for the first time in Arc 6, let us officially grab our swim trunks, bathing outfits, etc., walk over to that pool, and dive on in.
Wait, but I already went to the pool this morning.
Wait, I can't swim.
Was I diving before?
Splash! Welcome to the show. If you can't swim, get to the shallow end. First and last warning. Welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to pick up immediately where we left off last time. Where that sound that Muhammad just made was sort of what was going on in Rose's mind, as sort of the revelation of a world under the world that you've been living in. Rose, we briefly got your reaction last episode, but let's expand on it a little bit more. Apparently, you've just answered a question that has unlocked secrets in your mind. How do you feel? Good response. So we're going to pick up immediately where we left off with that, which is you've got Adam the Alakazam, Kyle the Trico, currently inside your bakery right now. You are right now kind of confused with this like vague expression on your face. There's a Fido in the back named Bap, I believe, who is kind of doing their own thing, and Sindoran the Wigglytuff is currently in the library mastering an ancient language, which he's going to need another 24 hours for. Right, that's also a thing.
I forgot that Doran wasn't with us right now.
Yeah, he's currently learning Oldish because he's found the cheat code to master languages in 48 hours, of which he's about 24 hours in. Right now, the time and date we're going with this because it's a new arc, and I'm pretty sure it's right, is Sunday, August 14th, and it is 8 p.m. It's effectively closing time at this bakery. We're in Vulcanburg. Without further ado...
It's mid-August?
It's mid-August.
Okay, I guess we have 9.5 months until impending doom. Crazy. All right.
Yes. So, Kyle, I'll go to you first as Rose is kind of processing things here. What's the game plan? You found another recruit. Congratulations. Loud applause as Zelda music in the background.
Amazing. I tried. It's stuff.
You can call a meeting now. You can just vibe with Rose for a bit. You can leave for some odd reason. I don't know. Just all right, great. You're a recruit. Bye.
Well, all right, yeah. So Kyle asks a question. Rose answers. I think Kyle just like looks to Adam as if to say, "Hey, we got one."
Look, we found one.
There we go.
Adam is like, yes, okay, yes. Gosh, it's been so long since I've done this voice. Yes. Hello, Rose. I believe a lot of questions have been answered in your mind. Rose still has, I presume, like this. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, what? Like, reaction.
Sure. I think there's definitely more that were generated. Hey, Bap, go ahead and lock up.
Alright.
Go home.
Go home. Bap comes out this little Fido with like a suitcase and everything, and somehow has like a baseball cap on. It's like, all right, heading that boss.
And then I go to lock the door, I guess, after Bap leaves, and then I just turn around and I go, what's going on?
Adam looks at you, Kyle, like, do you want to explain? Should I explain?
Kyle's just gonna like point a finger to his head, just like, you're picking up what I'm putting down, right?
Do you want us all to explain?
You have a head.
I'm talking to Anirudh, and Adam just like points to head, closes eyes, aggressively points to head.
Oh, so you want all of us to explain? All right.
Am I supposed to point at my head too? I point at my head and close my eyes.
Rose, who are you? All will be explained in short order, could you do me a favor? And Adam pulls out a piece of like what looks like parchment paper and starts drawing something on this. Kyle, you recognize what this is. Rose, you do not. And then Adam, after drawing this, kind of points this out to you, like, I want you to look at this and read this in your mind.
Okay. I look at it and I read it.
Yeah, you look at it, you read it in your head, and immediately just disappear. You open your eyes, and you are
What?
standing in a hallway.
Whoa.
A split second later, Adam and Kyle appear to your left and right, respectively. Kyle, you see this. What you have seen, Rose, is a 10-year-old kid acting like they're 24, with full understanding of this chaotic universe. Like, yes, the hallway. And meanwhile, you're like, why are we in a hallway? I don't have any hallways like this in my house.
Yeah, what happened?
Confusion.
Where are we? What did you do to me?
So, this is going to take a little bit of explanation. Also, I can't find my red book, Adam says in a loud voice, even though that's not him. What page is this?
While Adam's like starting to explain things to Rose, I think Kyle's gonna start like peering up and down the hallway for a new door. Just like, where is it? Where's the new door?
So Adam is currently explaining this to you, Rose. For simplicity's sake, I'm not gonna actually go through the explanation, but he's going like, we are the recruits of the Lost. There's a bunch of bad things happening. You're one of the selected ones that's able to help us because you've got special powers inside that we all think we believe in you, etc., etc. You know, it's a standard talk right here. The more he talks, the more things start to make sense, and the more that confuses you.
Okay. I guess that I believe you. For now.
I guess that makes sense.
Huh.
Ooh, I get to mark my book for the first time in a while.
So that's who that was. Okay.
Kyle, you are looking around, and that's not you anymore. You are something different. Oh, actually, that's not. I don't even want to erase that. Okay. So remind me again, Rose. You're the one you saw and the one that you are. Do you still have those answers with you?
Yeah, so I saw Meloetta, and I was Reggie Gigas.
Perfect. So as Adam's explaining all of this to you and like pieces of your life are starting to make sense, Kyle, you are currently at the end of the hallway, so your door is the first door to the right.
Mm-hmm.
First door to the left is there and it's not there.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, it sort of, it looks like it's phasing in and out at times.
Yeah, I think Kyle at this point has kind of gotten accustomed to it over the past few weeks of like, there was a door.
There was a door. There still is a door, but there's not a door.
Was that a game we played? There was a door? I feel like that's a game
There was a door is a game that we played,
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes.
And so right now, what exactly are you doing? Just as a reminder?
Kyle's looking around for the new door, and because specifically, I guess the Reggie Gigas door, because Kyle just heard, I'm Reggie Gigas. I was like, all right, where's the Reggie Gigas door?
Perfect. You walk to the next set of doors, and to your left is the Reggie Gigas door.
Cool. All right. I think Kyle's gonna like walk up to that door and just kind of wait at that door for Adam and Rose to kind of make their way down the hall.
Yep. I forget how exactly we explained this, but we sort of explained like you have full control over the door and the door that's inside, and like there are different keys to know if somebody is in there, somebody wants you to come in, somebody doesn't want you to come in. But right now the door is currently, if you were to try, it would be locked.
Yeah, no. Like Kyle's not trying to enter the room. Kyle's just waiting at the door.
Mm-hmm. Adam is explaining this to you as you take small steps forward, and then very quickly Rose, you reach the area where Kyle is, and you look to your left, and that door seems to be speaking out to you, as if to say, "Welcome to your home. This is your room. Enter."
So I begin to enter or start towards the door as I'm just saying like, okay, so the whole recruits thing, I guess, makes sense. The world is ending, sure. But where
Sure, all right.
are we here? As
This
I'm like
is-
not looking at anything, just opening the door like absent-mindedly, like it's natural.
This, how to best to describe this? We call this the dream world, but it's not quite a dream. It's a space in between space. Time doesn't tick in the real world. We're still in the same position. If we were to zap back right now, it'd be moments, not even milliseconds after we disappeared. we wouldn't have even disappeared to the vast majority of people. But this is sort of an area that the recruits are able to come into and get a better understanding of our plans, to meet up, if you will.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. This is your room, your base, I suppose. Everybody's got their own. You can see, Rose, as you look around, some doors are accessible, some doors aren't. So some doors are doors without handles. Some doors are doors with handles, and some doors are like open.
As I open my door, is there anything particular I see inside, or?
So you walk in each of these doors. What's behind them is like a comfort zone, a home base, if you will. So when Ralph and Kyle go into their rooms, it's their house, it's their room at home, because that's where they feel comfortable. If you go to various other rooms, you'll notice that there'll be different areas that they feel comfortable, either their home base or some place that means a lot to them. Only exception to this really is Adam, but even that isn't really an exception. And if you want to ask Adam about that, you could. But for now, as we enter into your room, where is this? Would this be your bakery?
Ooh, interesting. I think, you know what? I think it's actually not necessarily Rose's room or like in the actual bakery, but that place where Rose actually saw Meloetta first. It's like a tree kind of clearing, or like town square kind of thing next to like behind the bakery where there's a few trees, where she had seen her mom dancing, and then Meloetta like was dancing as well. So it's kind of like an outdoor area where maybe there's like half of a room.
Sure, is it like opens up, the wall opens up into a bed and stuff? Yeah, because
so like half of it is this outside thing, and then actually the other half is probably that like dresser with the mirror that Rose kept seeing, or had in her room, where she would look at it herself before the day started. And
so you walk
probably
in,
also there.
Yeah, so you walk in. Adam and Kyle are both outside of your room. You sort of get the impression, based on the room dynamics, they have to be invited in order to be able to walk in freely.
Oh, you can come in.
Kyle's just like
walk in? Adam?
Kyle's just looking into the room in awe of like, how does she have two in one? Like, what's going on? I just have a plain bedroom. What is this?
Yeah, so you walk on in and you see what's it's sort of scaled down a little bit, but it is like as you walk in, you step on rocks, I suppose, or like paved tiles as you enter into the town square portion, and then shorter in the distance, if you think of it like a really, really large bedroom, then on the other side of the wall is where like the rocks and the town buildings sort of change into would you say wood? I guess, is it a wooden house?
Probably, yeah.
So it sort of changes into woods, and you see the respect of a bedroom. You see a dresser and a mirror, a couple of storage cabinets, and other things like that. Yeah. So Kyle, you see this. Daisy, you're looking at this. This is, again, the room is supposed to provide comfort to you. So I assume this is like peace, tranquility is what you can feel in this room itself. Kyle, you're looking at this and swearing like, man, when is my upgrade coming? All I got was a slightly bigger room.
Yeah, Kyle's sitting here like, man, I was here before half these doors even existed, and now I think almost like glares over at, almost looks over at Adam and like, what? What's going on? What is this?
Adam's looking at you like, I don't know, man.
Rose is probably just standing like in the middle of the square, like swaying back and forth slowly, not quite dancing, but like questioning it, and then just like looking around, like, okay, that's all well and good. I've got a room, I've got a place, but what do we do next? You say the world is in danger. How do we save the world?
And for that, let's go to my room. And Adam kind of points, like pulls you, not pulls you, but like gestures you out, being like, let's go to my place. And again, this continued to explain. Okay, so there's these things called recruits. That's you, me, and the little Trico kid. We're all trying to save the world. There are a bunch of us. We're trying to basically open all these doors. Daisy, give me a perception roll.
Okay. And that is...
Kyle, you can do this as well. This is what you will get a slightly
beauty. Is there, 2d6 plus beauty?
It's d20.
D20 plus beauty. Okay.
We're off to a fantastic start.
I'm rolling much better this time. I got a 19 plus 2 for a 21.
Perfect. All right, so you'll get this. Kyle, what was your roll?
3 minus 1.
All right, Kyle, you're just looking ahead. You're eager to get things going because you got a Manaphy burning a hole in your pocket. And
Also, I think
Rose.
Kyle, knowing that there's like gonna be an explanation coming up for a new recruit, Kyle like waves Adam and Rose on ahead and just doubles back to his room and just comes back with an armful of things.
Okay. What things? Does that matter, or just your famoosed?
Well, the 3 things we have so far out of the 7.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because you've got
Yeah,
that. That's right. You are
yeah.
housing them.
Yes, the legendary things.
Yes, the legendary things. Daisy, you're looking around, and you got a 21 though. You're looking around and you notice a couple of things. One, first off, Kyle, have you introduced yourself?
Not officially yet.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's just been this child.
We'll get there.
Cool. So Rose, you see the Trico kind of walk away to presumably their room, which looks like the first room when you entered in to the right. Walks in, walks out with a bunch of stuff. The room across from that Trico's seems to be phasing in and out, and that confuses you because all the other rooms that are there either are doors without handles or doors with handles. And that room sort of looks like a door is there, and you blink, and then it's a wall, and then you blink again, and it's a door again. That's confusing. But that's there. You notice as well when Adam is looking around and like looking all these rooms, his eyes linger on that room that isn't a room, for a little bit longer with like a questioning look, and then sort of like mini shrugs, and then continues to like gesture to the rest of the rooms. And he goes on to further explain, so there are recruits, that's all of us, there are legendary items that we're trying to collect, these are in random spots, and then sort of tells you the legend about the legendary items. So to really sum it up, way back in the day, legendary Pokemon, really powerful, kind of like too powerful. So what they did is they took some of their power and stuffed it inside these musical instruments, scattered them across the universe, the region technically. And so that way we're all calm, cool, and collected. The power is there if we need it. We're never going to need it. It's all hunky-dory, all fine and dandy. Every now and then something bad happens. Sometimes we'll use those legendary items. It comes to a point, though, where the legendary Pokemon themselves need extra folks, and that's where the recruits come in. Specially selected Pokemon by the legendaries to be like, hey, help us out. And then the recruits are usually like, bet. And then they help them out. And so far the world hasn't exploded, and now it's our turn.
Okay,
A really loose explanation of what's going
on. Are you saying you know Meloetta?
Oh, I gotta roll for this. Would at no Meloetta.
I'm trying to think if Kyle has seen. I think Kyle's seen Meloetta at one point. I don't know if Adam knows that Kyle's seen Meloetta, but
Meloetta?
Well, at one point Kyle saw the entire council.
Oh, that yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would have put a name to them unless you saw them in the recruit book and remembered it.
Well, also, I mean, the mural in the bakery.
That's true. You would you know that's Meloetta though? Is my question, or would you know that's just a really special Pokemon?
I don't remember what we established at the end of Arc 5 when we looked at the mural.
I think you did compare it to the book.
Yeah, I think that's what you did. You probably compared it to the book and be like, yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, wait, this one's spot on. And I think also whenever Kyle looks at the book now, he's like, yeah, I like vaguely recognize all of these people because I see it all of them. Like literally once. But oh wait, hold on, wait. But also it's weird because Kyle's half seen them. Why did you mess with the timeline, Anirudh?
If you have memories of the old things that happened in this one, unless Ralph was incredibly important to that.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no,
the same thing happened. Same thing. You went into you saw the council and the whole 9 yards. That still happens.
So did this Kyle also go?
Oh
with
no, because that's in the past. That's right.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, because that's when we saw the entire council in Arc 4.
In that case, it's all right. So it is a thing you remember. You remember both timelines. So events that happened in both timelines happened to you as I point directly at you. It did not happen to this world's version of Kyle.
Yeah.
But it happened to you, right? You sort of took over this spot.
Yeah, so like this Kyle didn't see him. This Kyle didn't see all the legendaries, but this Kyle remembers seeing all the legendaries.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. I think we've got that settled. Adam sort of nods, like, oh yes, yeah. He nods with like an understanding of who Meloetta is, though I don't think Adam has met Meloetta personally. You get that impression from the response.
Okay, because I have some questions now that I know what is going on.
Don't worry. We all have questions all the time.
But
I still have questions. I've been running this. You see Adam start to mumble like, I've been running this stuff.
Meloetta was trying to say
The
something.
room sizes.
to me.
Okay. Don't.
Something.
Anyway.
I kept seeing in a dream.
Those
There
happen.
was a clearing.
You see, I think Kyle has come back at this point, and as you hear Rose being like, "These weird dreams," I feel like Kyle's like,
Kyle
Yup,
is definitely very aggressively nodding along. Like, yeah, you'll get used to it.
Say weird dreams. Weird dreams, huh? Yeah, that seems about
There was
right.
a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
If I could just
Actually,
talk
that's a
to
good point.
Meloetta.
Kyle, as Rose says, and there's a mountain. Your initial response is what?
Kyle's initial response is like a bit of a wide eye and then a bit of like a squint, like,
Adam looks on in confusion. Have you been there? You have not. Adam looks on in confusion like a mountain. Huh, that's a new one. All right.
Wait, then was that you?
Was what me?
If this is a dream, but dreams are real, it was all cloudy and somebody was trying to... You were trying to get me on your side, right? Sides.
Adam's looking at you like you're speaking a different language. Like, what?
yeah,
were-
the suspicion in Kyle's eyes is gone. Kyle's like, okay, not either of the mountains I'm thinking of.
There were 3 of them, though. You said there's other recruits?
Oh, sure. There's a whole bunch. Why don't we enter it? And you see Adam open his door. Unlike your door, where you just kind of like walk in and poof, you're there. This one has this weird purpley void sort of thing that you got to walk into. Adam's like, follow me, and then just walks on. Kyle, I think, I don't know. Are you gonna wait for Rose, or are you gonna walk in yourself?
Yeah, Kyle, like, as awkwardly as he can while carrying 3 instruments that are the size of his body, kind of just gestures for Rose to head on in.
Oh, you don't just stuff them into your bag or something?
I don't have room in my bag. My bag is full.
So, okay, you're just over carrying these things as you
No,
like,
I'm
plop
just
on.
over carrying for the sake of explanation. They're getting dumped right back in the room before I leave. Like,
Perfect.
this is just a bit. This isn't me taking the legendary items with me.
Okay, gotcha. We've tried that already. That doesn't work well.
I don't know what you're talking about. It works perfectly fine.
I give a questioning look back and then walk in.
You walk on in, and what you see as you walk in is this massive garden, almost like a plain sort of area, a couple of hills, and then in the distance, a white pavilion. Seems like there's a couple of folks already there. Adam's walking in that direction. Kyle is walking in that direction. Or, to be fair, I think Adam probably has introduced himself by now. We don't know this is Kyle. So the Alakazam, Adam the Alakazam is walking there. That Trico kid is walking there.
Yeah, I mean, I go on through.
All right. And you walk on in, and for the first time in about 12 years, everybody's here that we know. Who is this? And I can officially,
I'm sad.
I can officially put a little check mark next to you, as you see all of the known members of the Recruits of the Lost, with the exception of one. That guy is busy trying to learn the language.
Well, all of the known members are the Recruits of the Lost in this timeline.
Yes, in this timeline, because one of them has sort of is and isn't and is and isn't and is and isn't. And then so easiest way to describe this, I'll just say the Pokemon that are here. You, Rose, as you walk on, and everyone sort of takes their not necessarily assigned seats, but like their assigned locations. You see an Alakazam. This is Adam at the very front, pulling up a whiteboard, and is about to go into a full blown explanation of like, here's an Audino that we've got joining our squad. Sitting next to Adam is a Vanillite. That's what we're going with, because that's what's written down here. It is a Vanillite. We also have an Ampharos. We've got an Audino. We've got a Trico. We've got a Quagsire. I was about to say it wrong. We don't have a Wigglytuff here, but you sort of see like he's busy.
This takes no time. This literally takes no time.
Yes, but it's a distraction for him. He needs perfect silence. And we see an Arcanine.
He's got a piece of my mind when we see him.
So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's an 8th that's in this weird phantom zone, and a 9th that is currently learning a language.
Did you count? You didn't mention Arcanine.
There's Arcanine. That's counted in the 9 there.
Yeah.
So there's
get
there's
everyone?
1, 2, 3. We got Isaac.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Everyone introduces
5.
himself at this point.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who am I forgetting?
We have Isaac the Vanillite. Everyone introduces themselves right now. Isaac the Vanillite, Adam the Alakazam, Pearl the Ampharos, Aaron the Arcanine, Sandoran the Wigglytuff, who is not here right now, Quagmire, Mrs. Quagmire the Quagsire. We've got Rose the Audino. We've got Kyle the Trico. We've got Ralph the Machop, who's not really here, but here. But
Well,
not here.
Ralph the Machop doesn't get introduced, I don't think, right?
Yeah, that's not introduced.
Yeah.
So there are 9 recruits. 1 has Phantom Zoned themselves. 1 is currently not here, and they explained that.
That's why I thought I was forgetting one. You were counting Ralph. Okay.
I was counting Ralph, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. So there are currently 7 members here, and everyone talks about this 8th member that's like, and there's this Sandoran. Where's Sandoran? I think Kyle's like, yeah, he's learning.
Yeah, Kyle's just like, yeah, he's in the library and doesn't want to be disrupted.
Perfect. So, Rose, you get introduced to a bunch of folks at once. All of these people have the recruit thing in common. All of these folks are sort of preparing for a little mini conference. Your reaction?
I think I just like politely introduce back, but then just kind of like hold back a bit, and I'm not saying much, just like listening to see if I can understand more about what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So I think everyone is giving a little status update, which is not much. Let's
Outside of
that's
Kyle and Adam.
not much. I got a nat 1, so nobody has done squat except Adam and Kyle.
Adam, Kyle, and Sandoran been busy the past week, and everyone else has just been like, I don't know.
Yes. So, very quickly, you sort of give a little recap of your adventures. I think Adam is explaining his perspective. Kyle, you kind of chip in every now and then, filling in the gaps. They introduce Rose as a new member of the recruits. Rose, who are you going to sit next to? It doesn't really matter, but in case there's someone that you want to.
I guess. I mean, I'm probably in the order that you stated things. I think I was sitting next to Kyle, so that's probably fine.
All right. Sit next to Kyle as explanations are given. Now is a perfect time to sort of reshuffle / assign people different tasks. So, Kyle, I have a guess at what you want to do first, which is deliver a baby.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa.
That means a different thing.
Yeah, listen, wording. I'm delivering a baby via the postal service, okay?
Yes. That's correct. But
it's
yes,
okay, my FBI guy listens to the show. Hi, Paul.
I think Manaphy is cool. Manaphy is cool with everyone here. So, Rose, you see coming out of Kyle's backpack a small blue creature that they introduce as Manaphy, as this sort of mythical child. Manaphy looks at you with this like vague confusion on your face, on their face, as they're like, it's another one.
I think I like lean down towards Manaphy and just go, hello, would you like a Pokepuff? And I reach into my little apron and pull out a little treat.
Manaphy looks back at you like suspiciously.
I think it's probably one that looks kind of like Manaphy, like we had said before.
I think Manaphy blows a bubble and then looks at the cookie, looks at the Pokepuff, looks back at the bubble, looks at the Pokepuff, back at the bubble, and it sort of like puts a vague recollection, like, wait a minute, that's me. Hold up. Then immediately dives into the table as if to like eat in silence. So that's happening as Adam is explaining, like, the World War III about to happen. Is there anything else, Kyle, that you think should be brought up right now? For now, we're going to sort of reshuffle delegations and tasks and stuff like that, and your task is going to be to continue to do the Manaphy thing.
Yeah. Seeing as we have 4 legendary items left to get, and 8 members of the recruits, it seems safe to just, like, as a whole organizationally divvy up into pairs and figure it out from there. Though I know, like, we've kind of had the OG trio run together for a while, and this would be sending Sendoran with some. I think we just find a way to divvy things up where like, I think maybe like two of the pairs that are already together kind of stick together. Adam rolls with Sendora and I roll with Rose, and like we divvy up the tasks accordingly and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. So Rose, you hear that you need to take this Manaphy to the sea, as apparently showing that they go over like the riddles and random stuff. For time's sake, we won't get too into detail for that, unless it pops up. But they talk about it like, yeah, effectively we need to show this little baby creature who's currently munching on a Pokepuff. We need to show this to the god of sea, and in exchange, there seems to be a harmonica that comes out.
Okay.
Because that makes sense.
Strange gotcha machine, I see.
It's a weird gotcha machine, but it's got a 100% success rate, so we're rolling with it. Also, for both of your sakes, because this is a thing that you would know, there are 12 doors, including Ralph's. There are 12 doors. You have 9 of them with some understanding of who's behind them. Right.
So that means there's 4 more recruits?
So there'd be 3 more, in that case.
Yes. Math.
So there are 3 more recruits and 4 more legendary items, I believe. And that is right.
Oh yeah, no, we're splitting up for now. Kyle in the back of his mind is like, I'm gonna end up getting all of these items myself, aren't I?
What? No, this can't be a main character story.
Kyle's starting to get an inkling that, maybe this whole thing kind of hinges on me. I'm kind of driving the bus here.
You are the bus, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Kyle's a bus driver. Kyle's not the bus. Kyle's the bus driver, all right?
Yeah, I don't know. Rose, if you have any questions, Kyle, if you have anything you want to comment, this is the time to do so. This is sort of just an update check for everybody, being like, hey, things are about to happen. And we're gonna continue doing them. Thumbs up. Hooray.
I think at the moment I get told that I have to go to the ocean, I just kind of like sit back in my chair and like put my head in my hands. Like, what am I gonna do about the bakery?
Kyle, anything you want to bring up?
I mean, we already kind of went over it, but I think like Adam and Kyle kind of had the conversation of like, okay, new recruit, Kyle, this new recruit's under your wing, and Kyle's like, all right, you can roll with Sendoran, like, go from there.
Perfect. Are we good to zap back?
I guess so.
Cool. Everybody else starts, snapping their fingers, zapping back. I've described this before, that each one has sort of like an elemental thing to them. So with Adam, it's sort of like a teleportation thing.
Instant transmission.
With who else? It's basically instant transmission. With Pearl, who's an Ampharos, they like snap, and it's like Thor-esque, except like really tiny. Just zap and they disappear. Kyle's, I think you sort of like fade into leaves or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a leaf shroud kind of deal. I mean, Kyle, like, instead of like snapping away from the gazebo itself, Kyle leaves the room, goes back to his room, drops things off.
Oh,
so
no.
I don't know. I think Kyle, like, as he's like picking up his things and walking away from the gazebo, Kyle's gonna like look over to Rose and just be like, "You good?" Like Kyle's just gonna look over at Rose like questioningly, like, "Following me? You snapping out? What are you doing?"
What? What?
How?
Kyle is he's gonna make the exact same mime he did in the bakery. He's just gonna point to his head, close his eyes.
I just like slowly point to my head and close my eyes.
What do you think about?
That this is a weird thing to do, but I guess it's time to go.
Okay, cool. And with that weird sort of thing in mind, you close your eyes, open your eyes, and you are now standing in the exact same spot you were in the bakery when you poofed. Just for humor's sake, how does Audino zap away? Like, what's the cool little like disappearing act that everybody else does? It's usually something based on the Pokemon's powers, right? So Psychic people kind of zap away, water people have bubbles that appear, etc., etc.
I think I get kind of like wrapped up in like a musical note tornado or something, or like
Just
like that, like
yeah,
not
just-
necessarily a tornado, but that like the musical note, like sheet music with the lines just kind of like wraps around me, kind of like Meloetta's hair, as it drapes back. It looks kind of like that going around me, and then I just whoop.
So Kyle, you see as you see Rose sort of disappear, you see these like a staff, I think, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Musical staff, and the lines behind them sort of wrap around. And as it goes higher and higher, you see the feet disappear, and then the body, and then the head, and then Audino disappears.
Kyle kind of like half smirks, nodding along, like, picking it up quickly.
Cool.
Impressive.
Great. Are you just putting your stuff away and then popping back?
Yeah, no,
yourself?
Kyle's just going to his room, putting his stuff away, and then zapping back. So like, Rose is, I don't know if Rose is gonna be confused or not by the fact that Kyle pops back in at the same instant that she does.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah. At this point, it all makes sense. Why not?
That's not what she's concerned about right now.
Cool. So you pop back. Adam is there. You are there. Kyle's there. Kyle, at this point, I'm going to force this part. You've been introduced by your first name only.
Yeah.
So Kyle, Adam, etc.
It's okay. Rose would not have remembered.
And so yeah. So at this point, now you got two folks in your bakery that is closed. Let's.
I think like the instant I get back though, I like don't even pay much mind to them, and I just like turn around and go, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Okay, breathe. I'm like pacing around, like picking things up, putting things down, like, okay, I gotta pack. I gotta make sure things are okay. I like run into the back and like you hear like crashing sounds and like sheet pans
Adam-
flying up. I go, it's okay. Okay. And like
Adam gives
the
Kyle a
sounds
look of like, we're
continue.
good, right?
Kyle's giving Adam that exact same look back.
Uh-oh.
Kyle's looking back at Adam like, we good?
You see
Adam
like a
kinda-
poof of flour like puff out of the door.
Yeah, you're just looking in. You see the hallway, and like the kitchen is to the left, and so you don't actually see the kitchen, but you just see from the hallway like poof as like flour just kind of like jumps out and sort of floats down.
I probably run out covered in flour still, and I have like, I don't know, a cooking pan slung over my back, and I go, I'll be right back, and I just run upstairs.
Kyle, Adam gives you one of those like, I think we're okay.
Kyle just kind of gives a little grimace and salutes.
Anyway, so Kyle, would you like me to? What's the housing situation? Actually, that's a good question. What's the housing situation like? Jeez, did I set up the hotel for you guys, or did I have you guys leaving?
I think Adam, or I think Kyle and Sadoran were set up for like the length of the conference, the guild conference, right? Which is like the previous day, this day, and I assume like through this night to the next day, right? So
yeah, so you do have a place to stay.
Yeah. Kyle has a spot to crash. Sadoran is just living in the library,
basically at this point. And he's a famous enough researcher that if they were like, "Hey, my name is Sandoran, I'm doing research here," the librarians are probably like, "Oh, all right, bet."
Okay, sign my books,
fun.
please. Sign our
Have fun
copies,
with that.
please.
You mind signing this? Yeah. So he's going through that, and Adam's going to check up on him.
Yeah,
Rose, I think at this point,
I think the only thing before Adam goes, I think Kyle's gonna be like, so, are you gonna take care of my exit from the battle hammers? Do I have to take care of that? What's?
Oh, don't worry, I've got that covered.
Kyle just gives him a thumbs up. The wave.
Not a problem. Rose, as you go up to your room and you're packing, is there anything in particular that you pack?
Um,
Or anything important? Because we've talked a little bit about your items, and you have a basic set of stuff.
yeah, I think Rose is like frantically running around at first, like throwing things into a bag. There's a few aprons and whatnot. You see her pick up a bag that has like some smushed orange berries at the bottom and go, oh no, not this one. Throw it to the side. And as she's packing, she sort of calms down a little bit and then looks like in the mirror, like they had before every start of the day. Pats off some of the flour and sees the pendant that her mother had hanging off the side of the mirror. And gives a little nod and starts to put it on. And then her eyes go really wide, and you hear her go, "Oh wait, I gotta tell Bap." And then she runs down the stairs, probably in the middle of the conversation between Adam and and Kyle, and just runs out the door.
Kyle, do you have a time that you want to leave?
I think Kyle, given his conversation with Adam, right? I think Kyle was gonna be like, all right, once Adam's gone, I'm gonna, wait to make sure, Rose is good and doesn't have any questions, and then leave. But seeing as Rose just bolted out in the middle,
you probably heard Rose scream or yell at up the stairs, "Oh no, Bap!"
Yeah, I think Kyle is Kyle can tell that Rose is very much just all over the place here. So I think Kyle's gonna wait outside the bakery for or maybe just wait inside the bakery for Rose to get back and just check in before he, heads back to his hotel.
Adam, I think would probably leave at this point. So Adam kind of gives you a nod, a wave, a snap, and he's gone. So you're waiting inside the bakery. How far away does Bap live?
Oh, I mean, considering that the dream... let me stop hitting my microphone. Considering the dream world, took 0 time in the real world, I think Bap's probably, part of the way home by now.
Oh, that's true. Right.
So Rose probably stops them at just, I don't know, underneath some other roof of a coffee shop or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, you
whatever's
see
in the
Bap
city.
You see Bap kind of with the suitcase walking back home to dude, what a good day from work. You got good reviews and stuff like that. All's cool and well and dandy, kind of staring at the windows, and then sees this small figure getting bigger and bigger and bigger as from the window, turns around, sees you charging at Bap.
Okay.
Did you need something?
I caught up to you. Give me a moment. Okay.
You okay, boss?
Some things came up with those people who came into the store at the end of the day. And I have to leave.
Oh. For a day? Or a couple days?
I don't know.
Oh.
And I don't think it's gonna be bad, but I need... Can you... Is it... Are you gonna be okay running the store?
You see Bap has this shine in their eyes. It's me run the store? Me? Me?
I can't close. And I mean, I'd like to think that it'll be here when I come back. I hope that works. You have to promise me though. No drills.
You see, internally, a fight, no drills. No, we can't do that. Yes, we can. No, we can't. We're getting a bakery. No, but the drills. Forget the drills. We're getting a bakery. You see this internal war in their eyes before Bap is finally gotcha, boss. No drills.
Okay. I left some designs and recipes in the bench on the back, but I trust you.
That's the most non-committal I trust you I think I've ever heard. I trust you. Hold on. Bap has full belief that whatever you're saying is true, whether or not.
I was gonna say that delivery deserved a roll of some sort.
Bap has full confidence that what you're saying in words is what you feel, regardless of motive or anything like that. Nah, bro. If you say it, it's true.
And I tell Bap I've left behind some funds if you need to get anything for the bakery, because I'm taking some of my implements, my tools. But please spend it wisely.
No problem, boss. Got it.
Okay. Good night. Bye.
just turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
Cool. Bap kind of like looks around. Huh? I just got a promotion. Da, 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 da.
I just got a promotion. I just got a whole business.
I just got a business. And Bap kind of like skips their way on home. Rose, you come back. The Alakazam that named Adam seems to have disappeared, and that Trico named Kyle seems to still be there. Kyle, what have you been doing as you waited for the past like 5-10 minutes?
I think Kyle's been admiring the mural more than anything.
Mm-hmm. It's detailed. It's amateur quality, but the details that aren't supposed to be right are definitely right. And the color schemes, the hair length, the fact that the musical notes in the background are the exact musical notes that Meloetta is pictured with all the times. It's, in fact, in that one weird vague memory that you have in the background of seeing Meloetta in some sort of like town hall meeting, you can see even when Meloetta's just sitting down, like around their head, there seems to be musical notes that kind of float around, and these sort of match those. Anyway, and then this is all as Rose comes back in.
Oh, hi. What's up? Kyle. Hi.
Kyle's like slowly nodding, like, yes, that's my name. Yes.
Can I help you?
At this point, I don't think Kyle has said a word to Rose yet, right? I don't think so. Beyond that first question.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So like, Kyle just kind of gives Rose a questioning look of just asks, you seemed a little rattled. Are you good?
Look, it's you're 10. There's a lot of things that fill up your mind when you're not just starting a guild program. So it's a lot to take in. I guess you've been doing this for a while, so you seem pretty confident for a 10-year-old.
Kyle's
it's hard
doing
running
his
a
best
business.
not to let the offense show on his face. Considering this is the first time any adult in the recruits has talked to him like this.
That's true. Everyone else has sort of been like, yeah,
were just like, oh, sure, yeah.
Well,
they were all
everyone
NPCs.
And also a good deal of people in the recruits like started doing stuff when they were like also 10, right? You have a famous baseball player. You've got Adam, who's the guild person. They're all like kind of semi-professional.
They all have real jobs.
Kyle is doing his best to kind of keep a straight face and like nodding along, but like in his mind, he's like, he doesn't know the backstory on half of these fools.
Just like, yeah, totally. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure.
But Rose is very much coming from a place of like, I literally had to start doing this thing from like this has been my whole life, this bakery. And one day you just come in and tell me that everything has to change, and it's a lot. I've been running this bakery longer than you've been alive.
Kyle kind of is like slowly nodding along. I think Kyle is just like, okay, you need time to process. That's okay. That's fine. How about you sleep on things? I'll come back in the morning and we'll figure things out from there.
We're not leaving right now.
Kyle just points to the clock that I assume is like somewhere along the walls of the bakery. It is just like...
Clock's at like 9 o'clock right now. It's 9 at night.
I thought the world was ending. I thought we had to go to the beach.
Kyle just kind of waves that off.
Just like, the world ends in a long time. We've been very productive.
Cool.
Also, I think Kyle, I don't know if you're gonna say this out loud, but Kyle, in your head, you're like, free housing, free food. I'm gonna take all that.
I mean, okay. It's not like Kyle's like, we're gonna stay in this town like for the next few days. Kyle's just like, all right, hey, I'm gonna go back to my hotel. I'm gonna give you some space, and then in the morning, I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna roll, right?
Well, I think internally there's also there's a small part of Kyle that's also like, and I get to sleep on a bed, and not like the dirt.
Yeah. Kyle's taking advantage of the free guild accommodations as long as he can.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Kyle like waved off the if the world is ending, Kyle just nonchalantly waves it off.
I guess I gotta work on your timeline, because that's all I know right now. So
That's a funny joke.
I will. I will see you in the morning.
Kyle, before leaving, reaches into his bag and pulls out the Book of Myths and just holds it out as like just offering it out as like, hey, do you wanna take a look at this tonight?
Oh, okay. What is this?
Kyle, I think is just gonna say, it might have like some answers to some questions you might have. It couldn't hurt. And with that, Kyle's gonna give a wave and leave the bakery. He's headed back to his hotel. It's his bedtime. He's 10.
I want to go to sleep. Kyle, question: have you made annotations in this Book of Myths?
That's a great question.
Because there are things that are wrong in the book that we've talked about. Sindoran's making a 2.0 version. That's part of what he was making on the boat and like various other times. And you were helping out with that as well.
Yeah, I don't know if Kyle's made annotations in his, because like this was like Kyle's copy of the book, right? Like I don't think Kyle's made those sorts of annotations. But he may have made like the occasional note here, like just like laughing at something that was like very much wrong, but he hasn't like been nitpicking, like he hasn't been editing in this copy of the book. That's been in like Sindoran's copy. Though now that they're splitting, now that they're diverging, Kyle might start doing that.
Gotcha. Another question: is your full name in this book?
Probably, because Kyle's 10. He might lose a book. Somebody's gonna need to return the book to him.
Gotcha. Kyle, so you exit out, walking off back to the hotel. Today's been a very productive day, and you vamoosed your way away. Rose, do you read the book?
Probably not right away, but like probably before like going to bed, we see Rose go back up and like lay on her bed and just let out a huge sigh. And then just like, oh jeez, what is happening? And then I'll open the book and start to read. Definitely just laying on my back, holding the book above my face.
Gotcha.
And then at some point I fall asleep, and then it's just laying over my face.
Gotcha. When you open the book up on the front cover, you see that the Trico named Kyle has written their full name on there, like most people do with books that they own. And you see the full name there as Kyle Longgrass.
Okay. That seems... Is that familiar? I don't know.
Give me, I guess, a history check. Give me a remember check.
Remember. What stat is that?
That'd be smart.
Smart? Okay.
Smat.
That is a 16 plus 1, 17.
Yesterday, a visitor came, shrouded in the cloak, asking to meet a Mr. Longgrass, who you had no idea who that was, but they seemed insistent that they were here. Today, you have met somebody who could go by Mr. Longgrass. That guest is supposed to come tomorrow.
Oh, the person?
The person, yep.
Huh. Interesting. Is that... Oh well.
Perfect. All right. Continue to read through the book
Yeah.
and eventually go to sleep. Kyle, actually, go ahead and do this now in case you don't give it back. Kyle, take away the Book of Myths from your bag, and then Daisy add the Book of Myths in. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's not a real item, but just go ahead and write it down just so that I know that it's been traded.
It's a fake book?
Oh, you think I'm not taking this book back? Please.
I don't know. You may not. But for now, at least.
I wake up in the morning and burn the book.
Listen, recruit or not, if something happens to this book, we might have to throw hands. That's all I'm saying.
I don't believe in legendaries. It's all fake.
My entire
this
life
book
has
isn't
been
real.
Fake. Gotcha. And you eventually go to bed, Rose. Go from there. Kyle, you're walking back to the hotel room. Give me a... Gosh, what would this be? I guess this is a beauty roll here.
You're
No,
making
you know
me
what?
roll
Forget
perception.
that. Forget that. No, strike that. Roll a dex roll. So that'd be cool.
Ooh, I'm good with that. Did I say I was good with that? 5 plus 1.
Gotcha. So you're walking by. You see a couple of folks that are out there. Various people, Pokemon, that are just walking the road at nighttime. It seems like the conference has ended, and so there's like a mini outgoing of reporters and other things like that as you're walking past the conference area nearby where the hotel is. People bump into you because there's a bunch of reporters that are out trying to find their next thing. And you walk on up into your hotel room. Anything else before you go to bed?
Probably not particularly. Adam told Kyle that, he was taking care of guild stuff, so that's cool. I don't think Kyle had anyone at the conference he was like particularly hoping to catch up with. If he ran into one or two other guild members on the street, like, exchange pleasantries and stuff. But other than that, Kyle's going to bed. It's late o'clock.
Gotcha. As you're, so go to bed, relax, sleep, all calm and collected. Kyle, you wake up to water splashing on your face.
Excuse me? Am I still in my hotel room?
You are, and you see Manaphy has been like frantically blowing bubbles and popping them over your face to try to wake you up.
Kyle is gonna very quickly like get up and just scan the room.
The room is fine. Manaphy has been digging into your bag.
Okay. Let's take some quick inventory here.
You take a little quick inventory. Everything is there except for one thing.
I assume not the book.
It's not the book. The red key is missing.
Really? Are you really doing? Really?
Replacing the key is a note.
Okay, all right. At least the trail's not cold.
The note just says library-MT.
Library MT. Okay. Is this signed by anyone? Can I?
It's signed by MT. Whoever that is.
Library signed by MT.
Mystery Trico.
Go ahead and give me a. If you want to, go ahead and give me a history check.
It couldn't hurt. It could hurt. I'm dumb as bricks. Nat 1.
Your red key is missing. The red key, as a reminder, Big Boss Hoopa said, was very important.
No, I remember. I got the red key at the top of the volcano when we had the showdown over the fiery drum that wasn't there because we already had it.
Yep.
How else are you supposed to unlock your blue door?
In case it matters, you also remember, just to add more tension to the problem, Heatran was technically guarding that red key.
No, yeah, no.
Also, you had a vision of the future, maybe hypothetically, where you're frantically holding on to that red key in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, right, that was the thing that happened. Thank you for giving me all of this on my Nat 1.
Well, all I'm doing is reminding you this is extremely important, and the fact that it's gone is a very, very bad thing.
No, Kyle understands this is a very, very, very bad thing. So I think Kyle's gonna look around just to see if whoever took the key out of the bag, like, how did they get in? How did they get out? Like, is there a sign? Like, is the room door busted down? Is like a window broken? Like,
give me an investigation.
Oh, hey! Would you look at that? The one roll where I get a nat 20. Of course, sure. Why not? What is this? What is going on?
Perfect. So after panicking beyond all reasonable doubt, Manaphy is running around because Manaphy knows the red key is important. It's been sitting next to Manaphy for the past couple of weeks. And clearly it's got to mean something, otherwise you wouldn't have this random key in there. So Manaphy
like,
right now is running back
red
and forth.
gem on Manaphy's chest, like, grew an affinity for it.
Manaphy right now is running around your hotel room as if the world's on fire. While you sort of like calm down, investigation time. You pull up the monocle, the whole 9 yards, and you start looking around. This room is untouched. The only thing that has been your bed and the fact that Manaphy has blown bubbles on it to wake you up.
Mm-hmm.
Room is untouched. It's not anything like that. And in fact, you know you had the red key when you popped into the dream world. So the only time somebody could have taken the red key is if they disrupted you on your path back from the bakery. And from there, because you're not 20ing, you know there's only one opportunity that could have even happened, which is somebody taking it when they bumped into you walking out of the conference.
Ooh. Oh.
You also get a couple of other things. Again, I'm just freely giving you this because it's nat 20. This person is very good at their job because they clearly wanted the red key and got it. They didn't accidentally steal an Oranberry or Manaphy. They weren't interested in Manaphy. That's another thing to note, because otherwise Manaphy would be gone.
They would have seen it. So did they feel blindly into the bag and just miss Manaphy, or did they like open my bag and do the exchange while I wasn't looking? Huh.
This is a very good person.
If they saw Manaphy, they didn't care. Well, also, like, it's just they wanted the red key, they would probably not be surprised at the existence of Manaphy, but also they weren't deterred at the... Oh, boy, okay, all right, this is...
So, Nat 20 investigation leads you down that path, where this is a person that knows about the red key, could figure out Manaphy existed, but did not care about Manaphy.
Also highly skilled at their job. Also...
Extremely skilled at it.
Also, in some way, directly or indirectly associated with one of the other guilds or like the national press, or the local government, one of those three. Either way, someone in a very influential position. Okay. I think Kyle, having pieced all this together, Kyle's like, all right, you know what? It's showdown time. Like
right now, the time, by the way, it's like midnight.
Oh yeah, no, like dead in the middle of the night. Kyle doesn't care. Kyle's pulling up to the library. Zendoran's there. Zendora can let him in.
Sure.
Although I assume the meeting is gonna be outside of the library.
So you walk over to the library. You walk out, grab your bag, grab everything that you need, and walk over to the library. It's you with a Manaphy in your backpack. Library right now looks like it's closed. So if Zendoran's in, he's in with special permission.
Adds up.
You've got the note, I presume, with you?
Yeah, the note says library, signed by MT. I think I was gonna do like a quick like perimeter check of the library, you know?
Sure. Go ahead and give me whatever you think that would be.
See, I want to say investigation as opposed to perception, but like I know this is one of those cases where it could be either.
Depending on what you choose, I'll give you different information.
I think I'm gonna go. I haven't looked at the result yet. I genuinely want to go with perception because I feel like I need to be able to see, not be able to like, you know, figure out where MT is. I just need to keep an eye out for MT because villains always do their explainy thingy. 13 minus 1, so 12.
They are not on the ground.
Does this library have a ladder? Can I get up to the roof somehow? Is there a tree near the library I can like climb to get up on the roof?
I think there would be like a fire escape type thing. Now, remember the library, the joke about the library is that it's constantly expanding, so right now construction is not happening, so it seems like they calm that down at night. But there'd be like a fire escape or something like that you could climb up.
Or like some scaffolding or something.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, we are scurrying on up.
Gotcha. Give me a tough roll.
Come on. 13 plus 2.
Perfect. Full success. You're able to climb up this
barely.
fire escape scaffolding with no problems at all. Manaphy's fine. Your bag is fine. You get up to the top. The roof, again, in the magical world of Pokemon, this makes sense. In reality, this doesn't. The roof is fine. It's somehow they're able to like put buildings, like floors inside, like underneath the roof, so they kind of pick up the roof and then add a floor and pick up the roof and add a floor.
Yeah, naturally.
To the raw power of me making this stuff up. So the roof is fine. The roof is almost like a garden.
Oh, fun.
At the very top of this here. And there's various different like herbs and spices and other things like that that are in this area. Looks like there's like solar panels for the massive amount of heat and light that they get here, etc., etc.
We love
you're up here
renewable
in the
energy.
garden. Shout out renewable energy. All calm, cool, and collected. You're at the very top, and you see across from you a cloaked figure. They kind of just give you a wave.
Kyle's gonna stand at his end of the roof and take the note out of his bag and hold it out and just give a look of just like, explain.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Kyle Longgrass. I must say, it is an honor to officially meet you.
Do I recognize this voice?
No. This is a new person to you. I only have so many voices, but this is a new person.
Eyebrow raised.
I must say, it is truly an honor to meet you, and of course, your little friend, inside there, kind of winks and nods at the bag.
Eyebrow still raised, squinting.
I suppose you have a lot of questions for me. Feel free to ask. I've got all the time in the world. You, I don't think you do, though. Do you?
Kyle's eyes are so squinted that they're basically closed.
Well, go on. You don't have all day.
Kyle is just gonna stand, like Kyle at this point unsquints eyes, stands there, arms crossed, giving deadpan look of like, you know what I'm at, you know what I want to ask, like you know the answers I'm looking for. Don't play this game.
Oh, my apologies. I probably should introduce myself. My name, as everybody else calls it, is the Magician Thief. Hello, this is Anirudh, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. Arc 6 has started, and I promise I will not say something like, hey, welcome to the beginning of an arc and stuff like that. We won't do that for a while, because this arc is, starting. As always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. This is a perfect opportunity. Follow in Rose's footsteps of somebody that has no idea what's going on but will quickly learn over time. Just to bring a friend over and be like, hey, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, tabletop role-playing game where you are the Pokemon. Yeah, right here. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform because those reviews help bring new people into our community and give us advice on what we can improve upon in the future. You can follow us on all sorts of social medias on various different platforms and items like that, or you can email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. Best way to reach us, though, is joining the Discord, which is down in the description below. There's a bunch of awesome, wonderful people that have joined. You can join to build that Not a Scratch community. We've also got a website, which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com. That website has all of our episodes, has our merch page, has an art page where we post commissioned and fan art, and if you want to do fan art, you can see it on the website, of course, with your permission, but we'd love to see the fan art because fan art is very, very cool. Shout out the fan artists out there. Our website and merch update over time, so stay tuned. Favorites it, star it, do what you got to do with that. Speaking of music that has nothing to do with the transition, but I'm going to transition to it anyway, we want to thank Glitch X City for the following songs: Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi Remix, The Legend of Zelda Mifa Remix, Pokemon Center Themed Lo-Fi Lullaby Remix, Pokemon Reborn Champion Battle Theme, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Route 47 Remix, and the Diamond and Pearl Legendary Battle Remix. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Tavern Music, Solemn Vow, Secret Garden, and Medieval Library. This song right here, I made it. I don't know how good it is. It's interesting, but I like the song because it's about one of my favorite characters, and we're getting introduced to him now because he's a cool guy. We're mysterious. Ooh. You know what's not mysterious? Our Patreon members. Let's shout out them. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks at what goes into the game, special series, and more. You'll also be recognized during the show right here. Thank you to all of our Patreon members: Ginny, Ursa93, Eli, Pure Glaceon, Damon Liger, Simon Pelawakin, Fennec, Evelyn C, Journeyman Negative, Robert O, and Arming Sword and Buckler. In fact, for all of you either on the fence about the Patreon, in the Patreon, whatever that is, in the $5 tier, if you are part of the $5 a month tier, there is a new series that I briefly mentioned at the very end of this episode that starts tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow. So if you are a member of the $5 tier, you should check that out because it's gonna be fun. So you should absolutely do that because it'd be very fun, and it's a little post-game talk between all three of us. You'll enjoy it. For more information about anything we've discussed, check out the links in the episode descriptions or contact us on Discord or Twitter. If you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we would love to help. All you have to do is send us an email or contact us on Twitter, Discord, other socials, and we'd be happy to discuss more. In fact, we're back on the promo train now. I'm promoting a show right here, one of my favorites. They're back with new episodes, and one of them released hours before I was recording this midsection, so basically, as soon as all this is done, I'm diving into that. Welcome to Pokemon Adventures in the Millennium.
This is an ad for a Pokemon Actual Play podcast. But this isn't your dad's Pokemon world. This is a serious Pokemon world. We're dark. We're edgy. There's death and crime and darkness across the world.
Tanner, I keep getting attacked by bird Pokemon!
Tanner, my Tyro keeps getting out of his baby harness.
I'm stuck in the ghost zone again.
Okay, fine. Listen, we might be a bit darker and have more swear words than a normal Pokemon Actual Play, but it's still a pretty fun romp through the Pokemon world with some great friends who love each other and Pokemon. So if you want to check it out, then come on down to Pokemon Adventures in the Millennium, part of the Pokecasters Network.
And you can find any episode of Pokemon Adventures in the Millennium on your podcatcher of choice.
Like what you hear? Remember to leave us a rating and review. And follow us on Twitter at PKMN_Millennium.
See you in Sinnoh. Oh, my apologies. I probably should introduce myself. My name, as everybody else calls it, is the Magician Thief. This name, I'm not even, no need for history check. This name comes to mind to you. When scanning through newspapers and stuff like that, this is the world's greatest thief.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Master of thievery, master of disguise as well.
And I assume no one knows the Magician Thief's identity. No one knows anything about them. People only know the Magician Thief's MO.
Yep, Magician Thief has a very common MO. It's weird what they do. They call themselves out. They send cards to the locations that they're going to go to and be like, I'm going to rob you at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, September 14th. And then no matter how much preparation you do, it doesn't matter, because on September 14th at 12 o'clock, whatever that thing I was looking for ain't there no more. But another interesting thing, this is another thing, again, and this is common knowledge in this world. Another interesting thing is 99.9% of the time, they give the item back.
I assume for a price.
No. Again, 99.9% of the time, they give it back for free. They just take it. It seems like they use it or have it for a couple days, and they send it back. So it's a thief, but it's a weird thief, because they're not actually keeping stuff.
Okay, and this isn't like a thief for hire. This is just a thief for the love of the game.
This is a thief with an ulterior motive. What it is, though, they're not saying.
Yeah. But this isn't like a contracted thief who's people are hiring.
They haven't been known to do contract work.
Yeah. An independent actor. All right. So I think upon hearing the Magician Thief, Kyle, I think Kyle is just gonna kind of look up and just for the first time speak and just say, "Funny, I didn't receive your letter."
Well, it was urgent business. Besides, I needed you to come out here, and pulls out the key. I need you to come out here, and so you're here. The order's a little off, but all things at the end of the day, am I right?
Kyle, eye roll, and then just deadpan look. I'm just like, all right, on with it.
Well, I had a question for you, really. This red key, how much do you know about this?
Kyle kind of just shrugs.
Is this... I don't know if this is true or not. It might be, honestly.
This isn't a shrug. This isn't a shrug of I have no clue. This is a shrug of not much.
Let me show you something that might be surprising. And then pulls into presumably their pockets and pulls out a blue key that they have.
Kyle, I think at this point, sits down on the roof, resting his like chin in his palm and just like, tell me more.
So I know a lot about you and your organization. You know very little about mine, but at the end of the day, we are on the same side. Just our methods are slightly different.
At this point, Kyle is incredibly confused and is letting it show.
Well, as you collect your instruments of destruction, I collect my keys for locks.
And what locks exactly are those?
Well, if you tell me the song that you'll play, I'll gladly tell you what's behind my door.
Kyle just gives him a look of just like, you know, I can't answer that question.
He gives you the exact same look back.
Yeah. It's like, all right, fair enough. I think at this point, Kyle, he's still just like sitting on the ground. He's just like, well, you know, if our goals are aligned, then surely you can offer me something in exchange for this key. Or else we wouldn't be meeting.
You mean?
No.
Are you saying in exchange for
in exchange for keeping the key?
Oh
like,
no,
well,
I don't want to. I don't want to keep the key. And he tosses it back to you. I don't want to keep the key. I just want to have a meeting. And again, tosses the red key at you.
I think Kyle is gonna just pick up the key, hold it over the bag, let Manaphy take it back, and just.
Manaphy's going full investigation mode, like this is the real key, right? Like scanning it to
like,
the
this
sky
isn't a forgery. The pattern say that.
Manaphy like licks the key and it's like, yeah, this is it.
Meanwhile, Kyle just turns to the magician thief and just kind of slowly nods and just goes, well, you have my undivided attention.
I'm putting extreme faith in you and your organization to keep that key safe, because it's the second one that I found, and, well, let me ask you this. This might be a dumb question. How much can I trust you?
No, I think Kyle answers this like with words. I think Kyle's just gonna say, I mean, if you know me, I'm speaking to you right now.
That's a fair point. There are 4 keys of these colors. There's a black, a blue, a green, and a red. You have ownership of the red one. I have ownership of the blue one. I'm searching for the other 2. I trust this is my deal with you, as we are on the same side at the end of the day. I trust that when I ask for the red key to be used, you'll give it. In exchange, I won't disrupt your organization, provide assistance if I can. You've seen how good my skills are. You know I can take the red key at a moment's notice, but keeping the keys separate from each other might be best. And you see that the thief kind of like looks into the sky a little bit as if they're thinking about, oh yeah, my bad guy.
I think at this point Kyle's he's nodding along. He's kind of with it at this point, and I think Kyle he gives a nod of understanding, and then he asks, well, how do I know I can trust you?
Well, you can't. Isn't that the fun and all?
Kyle gives like a small little like, you know, nod of appreciation, and I think at this point Kyle says, all right, well, tell you what, I'll honor your terms, but I'm not leaving the red key where you can access it.
Oh, try your hardest, my friend. I'll be polite. I'll come to you when I need it. But again, there's no door I can't get past.
I think at this point, Kyle is gonna, I think Kyle's just gonna give like a slight smirk of just like, I guess we'll see how true that is.
Very good. Great. That's all I wanted to get. Do me a favor as well. Outside of your organization, don't share that key around, and also don't tell others that's what I'm going for. All the jewel thieves and stuff like that. I'm really there looking for keys. Don't tell anyone though. It's always fun messing with officers, you know.
Kyle just kind of puts his hand up. Kyle's just like, I don't even know who you are.
Well played. Oh, one last thing. When you get the invitation, accept it.
I think Kyle's just gonna give like a slightly skeptical look of like, I can't make any promises.
Oh, trust me. I think you'll be interested in what's behind that door. And you see, they pull out from their bag, they pull out an orb, kind of fling into the air, and then kind of give you like a salute of like, till we meet again. Smash. Fog appears, dissipates. They're gone.
I like this mystery thief character. I'm a fan. I was wondering what the Not a Scratch universe was missing this whole time. An anti-hero. That's what we've been missing. I think Kyle's like pretty okay considering, waking up in panic that Red Key has disappeared. I think Kyle's pretty okay with how this turned out. I think Kyle's gonna, head back to the hotel and not go to sleep right away, but he's gonna rest up easy.
Perfect.
Now this Red Key isn't staying in Kyle's bag. It's not.
Staying in your hand or
no? Kyle, I think we've established that Kyle kind of has 24/7 access to the Mew room, right?
Yes, the Mew room is open to everyone.
Yeah, the Mew room is open to everyone at all times. Presumably open to members of the recruits. And then Hoopa also, but I mean, we'll take our chance with Hoopa, I feel like. Hoopa has been running tail tucked between his... he doesn't have legs, but you know what I mean. Kyle is going to hide the Red Key in the gazebo, is what Kyle's going to do.
Okay.
Because Kyle has instant access to it at any time, right? Like, the second the mystery thief comes back and says, hey, I need you to use the key, Kyle can be like, all right, I have the key. But I think Kyle's like, all right, you know what? If the mystery thief can get into the Mew room, hey, fair play.
All right. In that case, you'll have to take it out of your bag, but...
Yeah. It's out of my bag. It's in the Mew room.
Okay, just place a note on your page somewhere. Because usually items are always in your bag, but...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just put it, like, at the very bottom of my inventory.
Okay.
Actually, if I'm gonna do that, I'm also gonna put down the other legendary items down here, too.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Are you gonna go to bed and wake up the next morning and all that?
Yeah, and at this point, with that, I think Kyle's like, all right, time for bed. I've got to deal with a panicked recruit in the morning.
All right. You go to bed, wake up, both of you guys, early morning. Get prepped. I'm not gonna throw anything your way unless you've got something.
Huh?
Daisy's been spared at this time.
I was just listening like I was listening to the podcast, to be honest. I got a little drawn into it.
Sitting there with some popcorn.
I forgot I was here recording.
Gotcha. So, early morning, is there any particular activity that any of you guys want to do?
No, I'm just getting ready, and then I guess whenever Kyle shows up, we're gonna head out somewhere.
Yeah, Kyle, I think he gets like a slightly earlier start of the morning than usual because he's like, I don't know what time the bakery opens. I don't know what time, like, this Audino's gonna, be slightly calm from the panic and not necessarily ready to roll, but ready to at least, like, process. So I think Kyle probably goes to the bakery, like, tries to get there like 7:30.
Okay, cool.
Nice early start to the day. Probably like at the tail. No, that would be at the tail end of the morning, like, coffee rush, but probably at the early end of it.
Cool. I think so. That occurs. Rose, I think the bakery's open with Bap already in control of things. And Rose, I assume you head on down and meet up with Kyle.
Yeah, I would think Kyle probably actually meets Rose not in the bakery. Rose has probably been waiting for a little bit outside, and he finds them like in that square, like behind the bakery. So he would notice and probably, I don't know, that like, oh, that's what part of that room was. And Rose is just kind of like absently trying to dance a little bit in the square.
Okay, so you're meeting up in real world, right? Sorry.
Yeah. Real world,
Yeah,
where the Regigigas room is based off of.
Okay, gotcha. So in the town square, or what the equivalent of that, Kyle, you see Rose just kind of swaying back, waiting, and you guys meet up.
Okay. I mean, I've never really traveled too much, but you seem like you got a plan. So, how are we getting to the ocean?
Kyle before answering that question, I think I was just gonna ask, well, but before we go, you sure you're good? You sure you're ready for recruit stuff? Because I haven't had anyone.
And just gestures wildly.
I think that we see Rose is like wearing this pendant now, that like on a chain around her neck. It's like a I don't know what exactly it looks like. I don't know if I described it before, but it's just like a little sphere thing at the end of a chain that's kind of like mesh. No, I don't know. It's like swirly. Like it's not a solid orb, but you can see into it or whatever. Wearing that, and she just kind of like holds it, grabs it a little bit, and she says, "Yeah, not really anything else I can do about it at this point. So let's get going."
Is Kyle? I don't know if Kyle's. Kyle, I can't tell if Kyle's convinced by this or not, but I think it's good enough.
Yeah,
You can roll for it, I guess. I don't know if there's anything to roll against each other with, but
it's one of those like shoulders were tense, and then like after grabbing the pendant, like sigh of relief. They like kind of like shift down. Like we're good.
I think Kyle's gonna just give a nod and then just head tilt to the road as it all right, let's go.
Cool. Question: do you walk past the bakery on your way out of town? This is more of a question for Rose than.
I mean, I guess it would depend on like, are we just walking to the ocean, or are we like taking transit in some way?
Well, I mean, we're not that far from the ocean, right?
You are fairly far from the ocean.
Are we?
You are pretty far from the ocean.
Actually, yeah. What's the best? That's something Kyle should have sorted out last night. What's the best way to get to the end?
Good question. One that somebody has an answer for.
Yeah, is there a trade line that gets down there? Maybe.
Gosh.
Or
my default answer is probably yes, but
yeah. Or what Kyle might do just to get an answer to this, Kyle might just, because Santora's 48 hours are like almost up, but not quite up. So Santora's still at the library, which means
Adam would also be there.
Adam's still there. So I think Kyle is gonna like tilt his head as if to say let's go and start making way for the library actually.
Okay, yeah. That's fine with me. I'm just following until I really know what's going on.
All right, so you guys head on out towards the library. You're there. Is there anything in particular that you want to do, or just walk on in?
Adam's not outside, I assume, and the library's open.
They are not. Yeah, the library is open. Nobody's. I mean, besides regular folks are walking past.
All right. Kyle knows what section of the library Santora's been holed up in, so I think Kyle's gonna just make his way there.
Is there something we need at the library? Are we finding a map or something, or what? Thought we were going.
I think Kyle's gonna like half turn to Rose as he's kind of walking ahead, like, you know, just gotta be like, you don't want to meet the last recruit?
I didn't know there was somebody. Okay, who's here? What's going on? Some context would be nice.
Kyle is just gonna kind of nod ahead of him as just say, "Yeah, just follow me."
Okay. I guess Rose is getting very used to Kyle not saying things before he just walks somewhere.
Kyle, I think, is having fun with this a little bit. Like the initial shock of like, oh my goodness, this recruit is so lost, is like kind of worn off. Now that Kyle sees that like, oh, Rose is like gonna be genuinely okay. She just needs a minute to process things. Kyle, I think, is gonna have like some fun with this for a little bit.
Perfect. So you walk on up
especially
to,
since Rose couldn't help but point out that it's like, you're just a 10-year-old. What do you know? Kyle's gonna be like, oh, all right.
Okay, to be fair, I was not
trying
trying to say it in a condescending way of like,
Oh, no,
you're just a
I know
10-year-old.
you weren't trying to say it in a condescending way. Kyle heard it in a condescending way.
Yeah, so you walk on up to the library section that Sandoran's been holed up in over the last couple of hours, or the last 2 days, effectively. Adam's also there. He's kind of just vibing, reading through random books. Rose, you see somebody, a Wigglytuff that is like furiously going through books and writing down notes. They've got this entire table to themselves, sort of like they have this aura of I'm in business. If you interrupt me, I will stab you in the gut. Type of like, don't disturb me. Type of feeling.
Okay. That's a lot of energy.
Kyle's gonna turn
Kyle,
to Rose.
Kyle, look at this as well. It's like, oh gosh, he's.
Yeah, well, I think Kyle saw him in hour 1, so seeing him now in hour like 46 of just like so deep into it, Kyle's just like, oh lord, maybe this wasn't the best idea. But yeah, Kyle's gonna turn to Rose and hold his hand out and just be like, can I see my book?
Oh, yeah. Here you go. And I like grab it and hand it back.
Okay, in that case, then switch it back.
Yeah, Kyle's gonna hold up the front cover of the book, point to the author's name, and look over at Sandoran.
So
Kyle's just slowly nodding, like, yes.
Okay. I probably shouldn't go say something though, right? What's
Kyle
he
just
doing?
shakes his head no. Kyle just shakes his head no and just like, he's doing some research. He's gonna get back to his recruit work in a few hours, but we'll be gone by then. And then I think Kyle's gonna turn to get Adam's attention.
Okay. Yeah, Adam kind of looking at you, like whispers to you, like, "Hey, what's up?"
I think Kyle's gonna be like, didn't think this through. How are we, gestures to him and Rose, getting to the end?
You see like a light bulb pop up. No, Sandoran was telling me about something. Did you meet a Driftbloom?
Kyle nods.
It seems like whatever they're working on has been finished. I don't know if that'll help.
I think Kyle also just has a blank stare of like, I don't know if it's gonna help either, because the whole point is towns that this Driftblim and his cousins have been to, right? Or that we have been to.
Yes. So it's towns that you've been to. So I guess it doesn't actually help. Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's see what backwards. Yeah. Maybe that doesn't work. They might be done with it. You could reach out to them. There's probably the end doesn't have too many. It's not as easy as getting a train station to the end because the end isn't very populated.
Any place in Fluvius we can get to?
There's a chance. There's a train over to, oh gosh, where is it? It's to Vapur. Vapur, that's an idea. You can get a train over to Vapur. That'll get you closer at least.
Kyle just kind of shrugs and says, "Oh, okay, I guess that's the best we can do." Just gives Adam a salute.
Yeah, so Vapur, there's a massive river that sort of brings the divide between Fluvius and Flama, and one of the cities on that river is Vapur. So you could go down there, either take a boat around or another train or walking distance. I'm not 100% sure, but you could try that out.
Yeah, Kyle just gives a nod. Kyle gives a nod and a salute, and is kind of waiting to see if Adam has anything else, or he's just gonna turn around.
I don't think there'd be any comment here. So Vapur is about 30 units. What'd that be? Southeast. If you can pick up a train here, go down there, possibly get something done.
Kyle just gives a nod of thank you. But I think before Kyle leaves, he's just gonna kind of nod over to Sandoran and be like, "Have you told him the change of plans? Is he up to speed, or you taking care of that?"
I can take care of that when he's completed. And then out of nowhere, you hear like a bunch of textbooks close at once, and then Sandoran just jumps up, like, "I have a dinner tea. I have a feeling there started Odyssey. No. I got it.
You have to type these words out to see how there's that, don't you?
I did have to type this out, but you see him like I got it.
Kyle kind of looks back and forth between Sandoran and Adam, and just like, that was fast.
Yeah, it's that was surprising. Yeah, it was very complicated. Oh, hello. Who are you?
Hi. Hi. I'm Rose.
Kyle at this point steps in. Rose, Sandoran, Rose, recruit.
You're part of a. You see, Sandoran like looks around a little bit. A little organization.
Yeah, I guess so. Rose is just like shocked at like what just happened. Just like staring.
All that aura of like don't talk to me or I'll stab you has disappeared, and now you just see like a nice little researcher man, just kind of like
cheery old professor.
I just like so confused at what he just said before.
Very nice to meet you. If you'll quickly excuse me, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to talk about personally. I apologize. I haven't eaten in 2 days, so I need anything. Adam, for the love of Arceus, help me, please. Adam's like, I got you, bro. Hold up.
I step in because I have pastries.
Oh my gosh, you're a lifesaver. Anything would help.
I just like dig into my pocket again and I pull out a croissant and I hand it over.
This entire thing goes down in one gulp. It's just a yonk ding.
Oh, okay. I would maybe chew more next time, but
no, it's this might be better, honestly. And you see, he just kind of like collapses, like, whew. All right, Kyle, any updates? Besides this one,
Kyle nods over towards Adam and then gives Sandoran a salute.
Gotcha. Adam comes up with like 2 cups of coffee. Like, here you go, man. You're probably gonna need this. Let's have a chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Or head out, whatever works with you. You see, Sandoran's just like sipping this coffee like it's.
Yeah. Is this how secluded and quiet is this corner library? Because I assume the libraries were like, yeah, this man is not to be disturbed, right?
Yeah, they've had like caution tape and signs that say "disturb at your own risk," "beware of dog," stuff like that.
Perfect. I think Kyle is just gonna like open and like hold up his bag towards Sandoran.
Okay, I'm confused about this.
Is Sandoran going in the bag?
No. There's someone in the bag. Someone's gonna say bye.
Oh, okay.
Someone's gonna say bye.
Well, little one, it looks as though our journeys are splitting off. Manaphy's like bawling at this point, like, no, Uncle Professor Guy. But do not worry. We shall meet in the future at some point. Manaphy's like instantly like, oh yeah, that's a good point. All right.
Fair enough. All right.
Bet. All right. I'll talk to you later.
We're not just gonna carry Sandoran around with us.
Sandoran's got his own things to do.
Kyle's already carrying one creature his size. Kyle's not carrying 2. Kyle's driving the bus. He's not carrying the team on his back. It's 2 different things. You can't mix the analogies.
I guess I can do that then.
All right. But yeah, Sandoran gives Manaphy a hearty farewell, gives you a shake of the hand, and then Adam and Sandoran sort of sit down. They're like, all right, let's talk about this. So what exactly were you doing? So I was learning a brand new language that's been dead for like 50 trillion years. And now I've got it. And it just, continues that.
Yeah, Kyle,
again, if you have any last minute questions, go ahead. But
Kyle's just going to look over to Rose and just kind of raise an eyebrow like, all right, you get to roll?
Yeah. I mean, I was just here because that's where you went to. I've been good.
Rose like, I don't know. Sure.
All right. And Kyle at this point just nods towards the library exit and starts walking.
Yeah, I follow behind.
Yeah, you walk over to the exit. You're about to exit the door, and then who's in front? Kyle, I guess?
Yeah.
Kyle, you get run over by somebody. Just boom.
Why? Why?
What?
Falls on
Why,
the ground.
Anirudh? Why, Anirudh? Why? We're just trying to catch a train. That's all we're trying to do.
I want to go home. This is the mood right here. You get run over by somebody who looks up at you like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me help you up. They help you up. Let me sneeze.
That's an odd thing to say after running into somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
sneeze as
agree.
well. And then they help you up like, I'm so sorry. They look at you and like, you're the Rose, you remember this person as the person that visited you a day or two ago.
Oh,
I don't know if I said what Pokemon they were.
were they?
Don't worry, I will. But
Oh, okay. I won't say. I think I remember, but
okay. I forget if I did or not, but
That-
it'll be a surprise all the same.
that makes the running into and running over seem a little odd, hard to do, if I remember right. But I don't know.
But this, you're, and they're just staring at Kyle like you're.
Kyle is gonna look questioningly from this stranger to Rose and back, and just look at Rose like, "Are you seeing this? Like, what's going
Yeah,
on?"
I like step forward and go, "Is everything okay? That seemed like a pretty hard hit."
Yeah, sorry. It's just I wanted to talk to you, and I was talking to you, and I need your help. Looking directly at Kyle at this, at least.
Kyle's giving him almost like a not quite a blank look, but like a look of just like I'm sorry, what?
This guy drags both of you with him. It's like, come on, in a quiet spot, and then just like goes into like a section of the library nobody goes into. Like I don't know, would be. I'm trying to think of something ridiculous, like how to jump in a volcano. I don't know, dumb things like that. Like an entire section of the library that nobody visits at all.
Clearly, Anirudh doesn't remember the best-selling book, "Dumb Ways to Die."
That's a good point.
It's the baking section.
But I feel like there would be bakers. What's the thing that nobody would want to do here? You go into an area like entirely dedicated on like how to survive in the ice, which is the complete opposite of where we are right now. Until like nobody's in here. And this guy looks around a little bit. It's like, okay, so it's quiet. Hello, hi. I was hoping you could help me with a problem that I'm having, because I got advice from someone saying that you would be helpful. Again, all this directed at Kyle, at least. I'm like addressing both of you, but like you would help me, Kyle.
Kyle is raised eyebrow, like very confused.
How would I? Oh, I know. Excuse me. Could you come out now, please? And then you see, in a flicker of flames, appearing out of nowhere. Well, Kyle, it's been a while, right, since you've spun my V wheel. Time to do another checklist.
What? Huh? What?
This is Victini that has popped out,
Oh.
which can only mean one thing.
Kyle at this point, his head is in his palm. He's just like, oh no.
Kyle, do you know these people?
Kyle reaches into his bag, opens the book, turns to a page, and just holds it out.
And you read all about Victini, how Victini is sort of okay, so Victini's got their own powers. They've got like weather powers and all that sort of stuff. But Victini in this universe is also known as like the checklist person for when someone wants to become a legendary.
Okay. I look at the book, I look at Victini, I look at this other person.
Who is this other Pokemon? Also, who is this other Pokemon that's talking to us?
Oh, right, sorry. And they take off their clothing and like the hoods and all that sort of stuff. You see in front of you, Rotom.
Otter, no, you're not doing this. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Cut it out. Cut it out. No.
Yes, I am.
Behave. Cut it out.
The music speaks. Hi. I was hoping you could help me, because Victini said that you were the green one and that the orange one couldn't. So, hi.
Orange.
Kyle looks over at Victini and it just gives like a deadpan look of like, are we really doing this?
Victini kind of shrugs like, look, you don't have to, but it might help.
Kyle he's just gonna sigh and turn over to Rose with like an apologetic look of just like I'm like sorry you got dragged into this, and then turn to Rotom and just nods.
Are you telling me that you want to become a legendary?
Yes and no. What I really want to do is get these voices in my head under control, I guess.
At this, all of a sudden, Kyle is very intrigued. And Kyle is just giving Rotom a look and just like, can you tell me more? Elaborate, please.
I think it might be easier to show you. And you see Rotom close their eyes and then open them again. And they look the same, but like the color that they're giving off, instead of like a purplish sort of color that seems to be imbuing off of them, now it's a reddish color.
This is how you're doing this.
And then Rotom looks at you. Hello, Mr. Kyle. It's nice to meet you. Oh, and you're new as well. Victini, did you have a name for them?
Hello.
Victini's like, introduce yourself, because I don't know who you are.
I'm Rose. Did we meet before?
You must have met Phantom over here. I am not Phantom, though I am Phantom. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's not the weirdest thing I've heard today. So all right, that.
Kyle once again looks over and just gives Rose an apologetic look. Like Kyle genuinely feels bad at this point because Kyle thought, all right, we're gonna hop on a train and then I'm gonna have time to answer all your questions. That's what Kyle was thinking, and now Kyle's like, oh boy, here we go.
For simplicity's sake, I'll just introduce myself. I am Flame, and I'm one of the guys inside my head.
Okay.
Kyle just nods.
And you want to become a legendary?
We want to get this under control.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Seems like you're kind of under control right now.
Yes, but it's not. The power that's inside this guy, and points to themselves, inside this guy's head is not enough. It's too much for him to control, and so, to loosely put it, as Victini might explain, or might not, I don't know what your plan is, might explain, is that we need to find specific items to control our own power, and they're scattered across the region. We were hoping you could have advice on that, seeing as you're on your own little adventure of searching for stuff.
At this point, Kyle just kind of nods and turns over to Victini and is just like,
And you directed him to us. Why?
Well, you have experience, don't you? I mean, look, it's no 12 tasks of Keldeo, but it's it's something.
Kyle kind of motions to his wrist where there is most definitely not a watch for not the first time in this show, and goes,
we kind of are on a bit of a time crunch. I don't know if this doesn't seem like it's I don't know. We kind of have bigger fish to fry.
I also have literally no experience.
What do you know this, Victini?
Victini's like, well, you don't have to do this now, of course. It's just, on your journey, if you happen to find stuff, call me. And we're much more lenient on accepting advice than we were back in the day. You know how it is.
I think Kyle just kind of slowly nods and just turns to Rotom and just goes,
all right, well, tell you what, you just stick with Victini here. If we find stuff, we'll let you know. But I can't make any promises as to how soon.
Great, that's all I really need. I just need assistance. Because, Lord knows I need it. Thanks.
Kyle just gives Rotom a nod and then turns to Victini and gives the biggest "you owe me" look of all time.
Victini's like, I got you, bro. I'll do this for you. 2 free spins of the V-Wheel. Free spins of the V-Wheel. I'm just saying how it'd be. I'll bump it up. 2 free wheels and a weather change.
Kyle looks, just kind of shrugs and is like, okay, good enough.
I don't know what that means. That has no connotation in this universe. That could mean anything.
Oh no, I'm aware. And I was like, all right, you know what? Fine, fine.
I'll throw in an orange berry. Come on, bro.
At
I'm just
this
making this up. None of this is real.
Yeah, Kyle just kind of gives Victoria like, all right, sure, buddy. And then just gives a wave and then motions for Rose to, head out.
Cool. They kind of look ahead, and Victini's like muttering, "See, I told you they'd help. They didn't look really happy about helping. No, I promise. They're really excited about it. Uh-huh.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, Anirudh. I thought you were taking it in a different direction. So I'm glad that this is just okay. Let's complete the catalog and not hey, this Pokemon here that everyone thinks is a legendary. I'm glad we're not doing this.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's a little
Yeah, no,
way.
I know. You're plotting and scheming, and I hate it.
What? Me? Never. I don't know what you're talking about. Cool. So you're on your way out, I presume?
Yeah. Unless Rose has any lingering questions for the two of them, I think Kyle's like motioning for Rose, like, all right, come on, let's go, let's get out of here.
I don't think at the moment.
All right, and away you go to the train station intended for Vapor, which is totally not just vapor in a different accent. And that's, I think, where we will end this episode. A supersized episode 1. Probably.
Before Arc 6 goes into production. Yeah, so I want to change how we record episodes. At the hour mark, we're going to wrap up whatever we're doing and call it there. Anirudh, episode 1. Yeah, we're recording for 2.5 hours.
2 hours. Yes. Isn't this beautiful? It's just like me. I will stick to that going forward. I think the first episode can be a bit longer, but...
Yeah, sure.
Welcome, a bunch of plot points.
Everyone listening to the show right now, because keep in mind, like you don't get like the full episode, right? You get the edit, right? This is like for us, this has been 2 hours. For y'all, this has been like 80 minutes. If the time at the end of the episode says anything more than like 55 at any point this arc, get him, go get him, get that man. I'm gonna ship it.
Well, so according to the fan votes / polling that's been done, 60 to 90 minutes is the goal, which is about what I'm aiming for. If we go over 90 minutes and it's not important, then get at me. Feel free.
It sounds like he's cutting himself some slack. He's cutting himself some excuses. Are we gonna stand for these people?
I mean, I'm sitting.
Yeah, next time we actually go traveling, and one of those plot points may or may not get involved, because I introduced a lot of them, and there's a bunch of old ones that are still floating around there, but it remains to be seen. Until then, everyone, thank you so much for listening, watching, and supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. Oh, that's right, that's another thing that I can talk about. If you're on Patreon, you get to listen to the after show stuff that we talked about briefly, and I'm springing on them 2.5 hours into this.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Where we talk for 20-30 minutes about jokes and or plot stuff. We'll see what exactly that turns into. Thanks, everyone. Until next time, I have been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself.
I've been Mohammed playing Kyle.
And I've been Daisy playing Rose.
And until next time, you can't have enough plot points. So just shove them all in a way too long episode, and you're golden.